be some brief silence at the beginning of the video while I re-log back in, because apparently I idled for too long while eating lunch. So, hello, everybody, if I have anybody watching. No. Just fantastic. Have I anyone watching? I am now live. I'm the only one in my chat. Okay. Well, I'm gonna wait around just a little bit to see if anybody shows up. I forgot to set my stream to online. So, there we go. Tweeted. Posted. Streams online. Hello, Dark Plasma Ball. Welcome to Saraf's Casting Corner. I guess I'll just go ahead and get right on started, since I have a viewer. Hooray! My heart is all aflutter. Going to be casting some replays from Team Liquid's very own Sheth that he played on Ladder 1027. I'm probably not going to show any of the Deezer games, since those are just... Ooh, there's one. TT1 versus Sheth on... Let's watch the one on Shattered. Oh. That was 3 minutes, 8 minutes. Well, I guess that one will work. We'll watch the... Oh, no. There we go. We'll watch the 8 minutes and 21 seconds game on Tal'Darim Altar. I'm just going to make sure you're still here. Thank you. Since you are, away we go. So, as you just saw, the map will be Tal'Darim Altar. With the Zerg Liquid Sheth against Protoss Fnatic MSI's TT1. So we just wait for it to load. Waiting. Just gonna try and fill as much space with the irritating buzz of my voice. Hopefully it's not that bad. Okay, and I forgot the hotkey. There we go. Just disable that. Alright, TT1 spawning in the northwest position on Tal'Darim. Sheth spawning in the southwest position. Sheth with his greeting. Both players just, of course, making units. Sheth scouting east. Which is going to, I guess, be unfortunate. He, depending on TT1's scouting path, he could either obviously go right to Sheth, or he could potentially meet the probe down here at that position. I haven't really seen too many of TT1's games. I watch Sheth's stream pretty much whenever I notice it's on. Sheth floating some larva for, I guess he's... I don't know what he's doing. Oh, he's 7 pooling. 8 pooling, rather. 9? 9 pooling. 10 pooling. God, I'm dumb. He's 10 pooling. That explains why the game's so short. And TT1 tragically scouting clockwise instead of counterclockwise. Of course, we knew the game was going to be short when we saw the 8 minutes 21. I forgot that actually showed the duration. Chef, hi TT1, cheese. Fantastic. So Chef's just going to be building an Overlord, waiting for his spawning pool to finish, massing drones, and probably going to go on the offensive. Scouting with this drone. His minerals are too low to be expanding with it. Nope, scouting clockwise. So my computer is lagging. That's better. Oh. TT1 opting for a Forge Fast expand. Sheth going to be... Did he see the drone? Too late to check now. Going straight up to TT1's base. We'll scout him immediately. And I have a feeling I know how this one ends. Forge fast expand. There are now 6 Zerglings on the map. The Forge isn't even done yet. This probe going to be building a cannon, maybe another pylon. Nope, trying to drive the Zergling away. This game going to be over very, very quickly. 2 pylons in the mineral line. Looking to survive, I guess. Don't know that he ever scouted. Oh, he did scout Chef. Unpowers the Forge, 1 cannon going up in TT1's mineral line, 2 gateways behind it, microing his drones as best he can, getting in a kind of poor spot to engage with his drones, or his probes rather, in a choke. As Sheth, let me pull up the production tab, Sheth not really producing anything, just microing his lings. Cannon goes up and now TT1 is reasonably safe. Sheth droning up behind the aggression, going to go and destroy the Forge. 2 gateways going up for TT1, scouted by Sheth, who is now expanding. Sending Overlords to... Presumably this Overlord is going to sit back behind this expansion to see if TT1 decides to take an expansion, the other monitoring the third, or perhaps going to be used to sack into the base later. Still no gas for TT1. Though with the damage done, he doesn't really have the minerals to constantly produce probes and take gas, while producing zealots out of both gateways, so... starting more gateways, chronoing the zealots. I guess he's worried about continued aggression, or he's thinking of doing some aggression of his own. Chef's still building nothing but drones. The 2 zealots moving out. Be stunned to not see Sheth throw down some sort of defense. No, TT1 just hanging back anyway. 2 more zealots out as TT1 amasses minerals to build, set down his own expansion. Still no gas taken. Likely be taking gas fairly shortly. To try and tank up some, going to be moving out to put on a little pressure, spotted by this Overlord as they run down the ramp. And there's the response from Sheth. Just waiting on the response from Sheth as he withdraws the Zergling from the tower. Cybernetics core going up the front in a rather vulnerable position unless a cannon goes down with it. And even then. If Sheth elected to go Roaches, which is almost unheard of not to, in a Zerg versus Protoss. TT1 with some solid Zealot micro to keep one of them alive, but now just getting overwhelmed by Zerglings. Still killing more Zerglings than one might expect. Microing Zealots pretty well, and there's just too many. Core and Forge going up the front, likely a cannon shortly thereafter. More Zealots being chronoed out as Lings just flood across the map for Sheth. Nexus finishes, still no cannon, and the Zerglings run into the base. And there goes TT1's tech. Only 2 Zealots pulling probes, but it's not going to be enough. Retreating, losing his Forge, going to lose his Cyber Core as well. Sheth returns to droning, destroying several probes, still only the 2 Zealots out, 2 more just finishing, and TT1 GG's out. Well, that was quick, fast introduction. Hopefully the casting wasn't too terrible. I'm going to go and find another game. I haven't watched any of these, I don't know if I mentioned that already. Are you still here? Yes, you are still here. Cannon won't be up in time? I'm not familiar with the build time of cannons. I played Zerg. Later today, after this, I'm going to play some off-racing, maybe get a little bit ideas. These are my games against my girlfriend. No one's interested in watching those. How about... let's try another ZVP, this time on Shattered Temple. Liquid Chef versus the Protoss Moss. did not watch Sheth's stream that day. Also, I made sure I picked replays from a day I didn't watch. Sheth spawning in the west position as the red Zerg. Moss apparently in the rematch, must have been the match below this, spawning as the blue Protoss, close by air. I'm going to be scouted shortly by Sheth. And will likely, as most Protoss do, pull a probe at the appropriate time just to spot that Overlord. Possibly they won't, but I don't think at the level... I mean, being Grandmasters or High Masters at the very least, I don't see him... It's okay, old girl. I'm gonna make sure I'm still streaming. Yes. The power of Moss. Which brings me to an interesting anecdote. I once played a game of Dungeons and Dragons with a few friends of mine and the girl who is now my girlfriend. She was playing a druid and would constantly talk to every bit of plant life we came across. And the GM was running an interesting campaign, so he wanted to a gateway going down on 12 or 13. Basically same type of as the probe. But he gave us some leeway to describe our surroundings, and every time she would suggest that this thing is made of moss, so she could talk to it. No end of consternation to the GM as Moss's probe locks down that northern patch, which Sheth isn't even trying to mine from right now. Oh, shunting the drone away, being just a general pain in the ass. Sheth the gas pool, likely into speedling opening, and to expand. Cybercore should be going down. There he is. Completing that, so a single Zealot can wall that in without... I don't know if a single Zealot can wall this in. I think it can, but I think it can also get hit by 3 Zerglings, and they'll just drop a Zealot far too quickly. Excuse me, Moss patrolling his probe at Sheth's natural in order to block it as long as possible. Sheth scouting to his heart's content. Second gas just finishing for Moss. Speed underway. Drone going down to try and drive off this probe, but is going to need help from the Zerglings that I forgot to open the production tab for. Warp Gate and a Zealot. Still no actual units out for Moss. It's not just expecting macro play out of Sheth. Pretty reasonable since he's had a probe outside the whole time. Knows exactly what Sheth has. Pylon cancelled as the hatchery goes down. Sheth with the nice Overlord position to spot anything going on there, and he can certainly move up into the main. Second gateway going down. Sheth sends his Zerglings over to watch the front of Moss's base. Overlord patrolling, apparently, up top. Yep, patrolling. Just to get a view of as much as possible. Pylon, gateway. A little bit of a supply block for Moss right now. Unfortunate for getting a pylon. Sheth finishing his second queen will likely be laying a creep tumor and making its way down to the natural. Not mining any gas after finishing speed, just leaving the 4 left over. A sentry from Moss, likely 3. Nope. 2 gates and a forge. Interesting. I haven't actually seen this before. Usually you see is, I'm sure you're well aware, a 3-gate expand or a forge fast expand. Those are pretty much, if they're not cheesing. There's also, I think, MC's 1-gate Stargate expand, which is really interesting. And later today, I'm definitely going to try that if I end up versus in a PvZ on ladder. Chronoing the nothing. I guess just chronoing to finish the warp gate. Sheth building a Roach Warren in an evolution chamber.